everybody, this is Little Kikagoo here, and today I am starting a new series because I didn't bring you one yesterday, and I have been asked to do this by people. So I made a new Scratch account called Goo Tutorial. Follow me on Scratch if you can, and have fun. So today I will be making a mini series where I create something in Scratch and design and code it and give you a tutorial on it. So today I want it to be called, today we're making a skyscraper. As you could see in the title, we are making a skyscraper. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay, so first of all we need to design it. So how it works is that we need a new sprite. So we press the I button and name it layout outside, and you don't have to do what I'm about to do, but I'm just doing it for the video. This is called bitmap. So I don't use bitmap, I use vector, but in case for you guys that use bitmap, I am making this. So first of all, we need to choose the gray color, this one next to the black. And sorry about my mouse, it's acting weird. So, and then you have one next to the black. So you drag it here, bring it all the way here, and then let go. So what happens now is that you get this, and you select not fill in, but no. So we don't want to fill it in now. So next, we will create the windows. So here we go. Now that we have the windows almost, so we have the basic window shape. Next, we select this and the fill bucket and fill it in with yellow. Now, what we want to do is drag this and do that. So, select and duplicate. So I'm going to duplicate that. So now we have this. Except we don't want that. So instead we are going to create a triangle shape by selecting this and increasing the line width and this. So once you have that, you select the fill bucket and color it in. Then you take this one and next to a gray color and do that. So there we have a skyscraper layout for bitmap. So let's code it. So we do show, and here's when it gets complicated. We're going to set size to 200. And it is going to go to 0, 0. But no, it is actually going to go to this. So if we do this and click this, it does that. And here's where it kind of gets complicated. So then we go to sensing. Then we mouse Y. So forever, if mouse Y equals 180, then it is going to glide up the hill. But we want Y to be the same, so we type in 83. So now let's test it out. So, see, it doesn't work. It's because, what is the problem? I don't know. Oh, I realize what the problem is. We don't want the X to move. So we're going to change this to 26. So, there we go. And then now if we right click and duplicate, go down, and we have to do negative 120, and then we have to set this to 83 because that's real. So now we can do this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do it layout vector. And you will be able to skip it, and I will post a comment down below telling you where you skip if you don't want to go past this part, or if you don't want to go to this part. So first of all, you create this shape. Next, we want to create the window, so boop, we create the windows. So the reason this isn't as big is because I just want to show you a tutorial on how to use. So today's tutorial, I guess, is how to use Alt. So afterwards, we get this, and we click this button. Then we click this side, and it will disappear. Then drag this over to here. Get this, select the same color. There we go. So then we're going to make it so it randomly picks. So pick random 1 to 2. If equal 1, I need to change this real quick. It's just a if not block, so 1 to 2. And if it equals 1, then it is going to set show we have to click that to hide it, set show to vector, and then this is going to set show to bitmap. So how this works is that it will randomly pick 1 or 2. If it picks 1, then it is going to set it to vector. If not, it's going to set it to bitmap. So what we are going to do is we are going to drag this script over, and this is where it gets complicated. If show equals vector, so it's a little bit complicated, but not that much. That if show here equals bitmap, then it does this. So now that we have this, it will randomly pick. So something that I messed up on was this block, if not. Because how it will work is that it will show if it's done it before. So we want the if not block to say hide. So we're going to do the same and exact same thing. But this time it is going to say hide. So I'm going to drag it over to this block. So remember, an event block makes it so it works. So this is the bitmap one. So you see, that's bitmap. This is vector. So yeah, so the difference between vector and bitmap is that vector takes more on of less pixelated style. So this is a bitmap, it's pixelated. This is a vector, not that pixelated. So it doesn't matter what you want, but if you want it to be pixelated, then I would choose bitmap. If not, then choose vector. So now what we have to do is this. So there are 2 ways to do it. We will have the advanced way or the easy way. So here's how the advanced way works. So we do a forever and then if, and then if space key pressed. The easy way is you just drag when space key pressed. Except here's the problem is that, how do I explain this? It will have lots of arrows. It will do it at any time, even when you don't want it to. So for vector, we're going to do the complicated way because it's complicated to use vector. It just matches up. So then this is going. So next we're going to use broadcast. So broadcast, we will click this arrow and click new message. We get to name the message anything we want, does not matter. So I'm going to put enter inside. So, and then on this, we're going to broadcast the same thing. And then we press hide. And here's something that we have to do with the complicated way. You have to stop the script, or else it's just going to go on forever and ever. But for this one, you have to stop the script too. So by doing that, all you have to do is drag the stop all block, press the arrow, and choose this script, the second one. So next we are going to paint new sprite and call it inside. Okay, so I'm going to use vector because I find it easier because I use it more. So I'll be right back when I'm done designing it. Okay, so I am complete with it and I have made it interesting. So we're going to press the save button so it saves. So how it works is that you have to make a bunch of lines. Reason being is that we want it, so it has to, so when flag you hide, when I receive enter inside, you show. So basically, there was going to be a player. It cannot touch these, but even if it does, then it will just be bounced back. So basically, it's just, you don't want to touch it. So this is going to be the whole pose, that they're going to be trapped inside of this room. So hard about it is that each side must be a different color. We wanted a different color because this is how getting it to work is going to, I guess, work. Ironically. But, so here's how it works. So it's going to show. It goes inside and I'm going to make the background color by, so yeah, we just create the background color. If you're using vector, then create a square. If you're using bitmap, then just use the fill bucket and fill it in. So basically, it's going to show, and this is going to hide. What that means is that this is going to disappear, the towers, and this is going to appear. So next we need to create the player. So the player, so how the player works is that basically it's just going to be a square, but you could create it anything you want. I'm going to create it as a square. So it's pretty big, but we want to shrink it by pressing the shrink button and clicking on it. So what that just did is that it makes it smaller, obviously, from the name shrink. So it's going to go to here. So we want to go to 0, 0, because that's just the most, it's more, how do I explain it? Spread out. So then we need to switch these around because, okay, and then we're going to create forever, then if, and the last if, or you could use this. if, or this. Up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow. If, space key, nope. Space key, nope. Okay, so I'm going to teach you the complicated way and the slightly easy way. So of course, I'm not saying that coding is easy. It is a very hard thing to do. And if you want to master it, you gotta practice. It's with experience, not me telling you what to do or anything like that. So let's start. So pressing this, so by pressing the right arrow, it will change X by. So if we go right, it will change it by 5. And since it's left, it will do the opposite, which is -5. It works the same thing with up and down. Up is regular, down is negative. So how we want it to work is basically it moves whenever you press a button, but it moves a certain way. So if we try it, so if we press space, and so it works, except it goes outside of here and just looks weird. So we're going to fix that by doing this. We're going to copy that, but take out this. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to wait. We have to do that again. Sorry. We're going to get rid of these because we are still using the if blocks. There's trial and error with coding, which is good because coding is hard and it's supposed to be hard. So yeah. So if it's touching this color, then it's going to change the Y by 5. And then we are going to do the exact same thing. But instead, with this color, nope, wrong color. There. It's going to change the Y by -5. Next, it is going to be touching this color, and since it's to the right, it's going to move by -5. Oops. -5. There we go. So this is getting pretty laggy. So this is going to be, of course, be 5 because that's the only color remaining. And yeah, this is getting laggy. So I don't know why, but now we have that. So what this does is that it blocks us from escaping. So now if we do this, if we go down, we get to see the outside. Press space, we get to see the inside, but we're trapped in. And that's weird. So that's how you create the color. There's not an easy or hard way to do it, but so you can actually get out by just holding it, but here is where we are going to fix that. So we need an if not in the control button. So the not, and this is complicated, so we're gonna have to do it anyway. So then we're gonna do the up arrow. So duplicate to the up arrow. Now the down, duplicate. Over here, we need to make it at the bottom. Duplicate right here. To the right now. Duplicate. I'm going to clean this up. But this is to the left now. So, next we're going to delete that because we don't need it. Duplicate. So what this is going to do is that it is going to wait until they're not pressing the button anymore. And then they can do it again. So it stops the script until they don't press it. And then that's when it continues when they stop pressing the button. So we don't want it to continue or else they will go through the wall. So like I said, there's lots of trial and error with coding, but there's a way around it. It's not impossible because there's a way to figure it out. You just have to think, and if you can't think, then take a break. Come back with new eyes. So here's how it works. So we have the outside of the building now. We have the inside. So you see, I can't hold it anymore. So you can't hold it, but you can do this, and there's no way to get out now. So this is today's tutorial, and next time we will continue on from here, except have it well, there are going to be 2 players, but the other player on the other computer is going to be moving 2 in the same one, and I am planning after that. Well, not yet, but what I'm thinking is that we could have it where you work together to try to get out. So yeah, I hope you liked today's video. If so, smash that like button, and if you're new here, why not subscribe so we can get some more daily content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!